mean by the phrase young adult? Because you said earlier there are a lot of assumptions about young adults, and there are probably a lot of assumptions about who they are. Who are young adults? What are you talking about?
Well, perhaps I can give you a rather Anglican answer and say it depends.
Sounds like
it's, you know, we're talking about a diverse demographic here. Yes, we can say that the start point is easy. When a teen leaves the high school phase and moves on to whatever they're going to be moving on to, you know, that's the start point. But the other end of the spectrum is kind of difficult. And in a sense, what I want to say is that it's rather sort of self-identifying group. It's rather sort of self-defining. Some people would identify themselves as young adults when they're in their late 30s for, you know, a variety of reasons. Some people might be much younger than that, but they might be at a totally different point in life, and so they wouldn't really think of themselves as particularly a young adult anymore. It used to be easy to define adulthood. You know, sociologists and anthropologists used to come up with, you know, you're an adult if you've gone through 5 distinct markers. Okay, they had a checklist, so it was leave school, check, get a job, check. The next one was become financially independent, got that one, and then marry, have a child. Do all those. You generally do them by your mid-20s. You're into adulthold.
And the church used to count on have the child, then you're in church.
Right, absolutely. Right. And you know, for some people that pattern is, you know, they're still the same. But you know, we know from our experience that we just simply can't rely on that rather easy formula anymore. This kind of checklist. It's just such a diverse picture now, and that's for all sorts of, obviously, economic, social, political, cultural reasons.
Okay, we've got a sense of who young adults are, sort of. Maybe on the upper scale, you know, I'm not one. That's probably helpful. But what are some of the cultural characteristics, and I know you have to paint in broad strokes,
right,
of emerging adults, young adults?
You know, I think that some of the characteristics are the ones that they've always been, like, you know, a real sense of idealism, you know, a sense that you can conquer the world. But I think that young adulthood these days is characterized by uncertainty, by transition, by a lot of sense of instability in a way that it wasn't previously. I mean, here are some statistics for you. In their 20s, someone will probably change jobs 7 times.
In the course of their 20s?
In the course of their 20s. 35% or thereabouts of people in their 20s will move home at least once a year. 40% of people in their 20s will go back to the parental home, where, you know, about boomerang kids phrase, you know, think they've departed and then boing, they come back. So, you know, it's a potentially deeply unsettling time, time of great transition, time where you have to make a lot of big life decisions, and you're having to, we all know how stressful it is to move house or to move job or whatever. If you're doing all of this, and then you're also doing it with a mountain of student debt potentially, or, you know, shrinking jobs market, if you're doing it with not knowing where your relationship might be headed, or all of these kind of things. So all of that adds up to making young adulthood a time of great transition, of great fragmentation, and potentially great stress, but also still a time of great idealism.